So you want to learn how to play Serenith. I'm your guy, and today is the full, comprehensive, professional, maybe not professional, I am not a pro guide to Serenith. This is Barb's Talk, Mecha Break, and I hope you enjoy it. Serenith is a light support disruptor class unit, I will say. It's not your standard healer like Panaka or Lumine. He's got his heat wire that he can disrupt enemies' HUD, FCS systems and stuff like that, while also having orbital strike bombardment type abilities to force units to move from their current positions if like they're camping like a Narukami or a Stego or a Tricera. He's an overall really nice character to learn and get used to. However, he does have some major weaknesses that I am unsure if that's how it's intended or what. The thing to note about Serenith's primary fire, it's a very straightforward weapon. It's just like a regular beam rifle that you can shoot for a little bit of a rapid fire, but then you can also hold it down for a charge. You can get up to half charge to then full charge. So half charge is like just a longer, more stronger shot that shoots a little bit faster, I want to say. But then the full charge turns the weapon into a like sniper shot, like railgun type thing that has an AoE explosive effect to it. Serenith has an orbital strike ability as his second weapon. A little red little laser, like a laser pointer, focuses on the target, stationary, so they can move out of the way, and then after like a second or so, a beam will come down from the sky, and mind you, it doesn't even matter if they're indoors, it just kind of phases in existence. It's kind of hilarious, but there is a charged shot to it, just like there's a charged shot for the primary weapon. You hold it down, and you only go from uncharged to charged. When you fully charge it up, it then turns the beam into like an AoE expansion zoning like laser, where it beam hits the ground and then it kind of expands outward, basically does damage over the duration of when it expands for anybody who's in that zone. Now this is the perfect kit to deal with Triceras or Stegos, or heck, even Welkin walls. Like if you have a teammate that's getting boxed in by a Welkin, you can plop that thing down right on the Welkin and it will expand outward and hopefully hit the Welkin in the process. Now this weapon will do team damage on the charged, like expansive shot. So when you do this, be very careful, or if not, just let your teammate know that you're launching it on top of him, you know, so that he can get out of the way, because you will deal damage to him, or if worse, kill him on accident. So Serenith has his aux1, which is a disruptor wire, which essentially all it does is you hit a target and it disrupts the FCS systems on that person, flipping the ally to enemy HUDs. There is one thing to note about the disruption wire, is that it is an objective tool first and foremost. You basically want to be using this all the time for objective-based missions, like escort the truck, any kind of capture mode like data upload, capture the point like on Prop Sinkhole, or the extractor missions like on Observatory, whatever it's called. So this thing has like 100-meter range, so you can interact with those extractable objectives, capturables, interactables for 100 meters, so you don't need to be right up on top of it. So it's a very good option while your team is like all scrambling to get the objective. You're just in the back and you shoot that wire down. So if you're not paying attention while you have a teammate capturing it firsthand, they're shooting at that person because out of just muscle memory, it's, oh, he's on point, you gotta shoot him. There's a Serenith literally nearby capturing the point, and you end up losing the point anyway. So it's a very good tool to have. It's a long cooldown, longer than like Stellaris grapple, which is very odd. If an enemy or an ally or an object breaks the line of sight between you and the object, it's gonna just cut that link because he crosses your crosshair section. Keep in mind, it has to be line of sight. And once you connect it, you can't just go behind a wall and connect it with, you have to keep line of sight. Serenith's Ox 2 is his defensive option, which is his disruptor. So basically he's got this tail that like opens up and it kind of shoots out these particles. It's almost like a flare or shaft. It just disrupts the enemy from being able to like FCS lock you. And in fact, you want to combine that with your disruptive wire when going for objectives, where on the extractor point or a capture point, they're hovering or they're doing the hop while looking at the objective with the disruption wire. Well, you don't want to get shot there or else it'll get canceled, so you want to use that in combination. So Serenith's Ox 3, aka his radar, is one of the most important abilities as well as the disruption wire. It's actually his main equipment that is used to do the majority of his damage. Basically his radar, when you activate it, you can actually see enemies from a longer range. It extends your lock-on range, and then it also allows you to see enemies behind walls. Like, you basically have wall hacks essentially. Additionally to the wall hacks, you actually get to shoot your primary fire through those walls when you're on the full charge. And with the orbital strike, when you full charge it or if you just regular fire it, you can actually shoot those targets that you're locked at. I have noticed that for certain terrain, it does not work very well. You'll be able to see them, but you won't be able to target them. Additionally, one thing to keep in mind, the radar, unfortunately, you will not be able to see him with the radar. Unlike Falcon, I don't know why they made Serenith this way. Maybe it's just because he could shoot through walls anyway, so that's kind of how they balance it out. I'm really confused on why that doesn't work that way, but that's just the way it is. Good luck trying to counter Stellaris with Serenith. So the two mechs that you need to avoid fighting as much as possible by yourself, the key here is by yourself, Welkin and Stellaris are the most dangerous mechs. It's no surprise, they're both the most played mech in Mecha Break at the moment. For example, with Welkin, he can flashbang you in that box and he will give you no opportunity to use that disruption wire. Now, one thing with the box, you want to stay outside of the corner wedges of that box. Try to be up in the air and dash back and forth to try to avoid getting struck by melee. Unfortunately, that's really all you can do against Welkin other than shoot at his back. And at that point, you probably have a teammate that's getting weld on him anyways. But for Stellaris, he's a little bit different. You really can't fight against Stellaris because your radar doesn't do anything. It cannot spot him like unless he decloaks or he takes damage. With Stellaris, his I don't know why I keep saying heat wire. I'm thinking of Gundam, but his wire to grapple onto you and close the distance, you pretty much can't do anything about that other than maybe your second Ox, your disruption tail, to like shoot the shaft out so that you can't be targeted. But even then, I've noticed that sometimes it doesn't always work. You know, the cooldown is like 30 seconds or something like that. So Serenith is such a fun mech to play. I can't express how lovable this mech is for me. I really do enjoy playing it. It's so fun having the wire to like disrupt enemies and cause them to completely deviate from me and go after, like just try to shoot their teammates. It's just a sight to see. I enjoy it. His orbital strikes are amazing. The amount of adjusted damage potential that you could put, I think I put maybe 500,000 damage, 300,000 damage, like up to like, I think one match I almost got to 900,000. Remember, I hate fighting Stellaris and Welkins. Those are my bane. Those should be any Serenith player's banes. So yeah, just let me know how you like him. If you play him, let me know what you don't like him actually. Like, I do want to know those things. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope this helps. I've seen very few Serenith guide videos out there, so I thought maybe I might as well make one too, just so that I can fill the void, because I've seen a lot of Panthers and Stellarises and Welkins, Stegos and Triceras. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Catch you later. Subscribe below and please follow my Twitch if you feel like it. Twitch.tv/Iron Chef Barbatoast, one word. Thanks so much and have a great day.